Hey everyone, welcome to Beyond the Pit Lane, the place you should be for all of your motorsport news. Today we have a very special guest who I'm sure many of you will know as BaristaJoshf1 on TikTok. So we talked to him about Formula One, motorsport and his experiences in the community. So make sure to keep watching for that, and you can follow him from the link in the description below. We also have some more very exciting guests coming up and some very fun videos for you guys to get involved in as well, so make sure to join our Discord for that. We hope you enjoy. Make sure to like the video and subscribe.
Hello.
There we go. Sorry, that was
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good.
You know, drinking another coffee and trying not to fall asleep.
Megan is matching with you right now. We love it.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you go back to sleep after waking up early for your races? It's kind of like
For the races, no. If I wake up early for FP3 on Saturday mornings, that's at 3 a.m. usually for me. So I go and take like an hour and a half nap afterwards, and then I wake up for quali. But I work at my coffee shop at like 10:30 in the morning, so I wake up for the race or for quali at like 5:30, and then go live on TikTok afterward, and then eat like a quick breakfast, and then I go to work for 8 hours.
that is commitment.
They're long days.
I would.
We were talking about how committed you are. You like your streams and the lives and everything. Like they're always there on time.
Yep, it's fun. It's exhausting.
Okay. Have you ever been to a race like Formula One or any other type of motorsport races or anything?
Never to a Formula One race, but US Grand Prix in October, so I'm stoked for that. That'll be fun. I went, funny enough, I don't actually know if I've said this on TikTok before. I went to the Indy 500 when I was like 10, because my dad won tickets on like a radio show. It was just a classic, like, call in if you're the 10th caller. And so yeah, we went to the Indy 500. I was very big in a NASCAR at that point, so I had and so it was a really fun experience, but I don't remember it very much, except that it was like 95 degrees and like horribly hot. It was awful, but the race itself was fun. But yeah, I've been to that once, and I've been to a couple NASCAR races because that was what I was big into when I was growing up, and then kind of fell off of it because I got bored. Sorry to any of the NASCAR fans out there. It's just my opinion. Don't be mad. I just got bored of it.
I feel like the Indy 500 would be so much fun to go and see.
I think it'd be even more fun if I wasn't 10 when I went, probably.
Okay. Other than Daniel Ricciardo, who is your favorite current driver?
So number 2 would be Danny Rick. I'm just kidding. Okay. I'll be serious. Ooh, this is so tough, honestly. So I feel like my like driver lineup is based on different things. So like Max is at the top sometimes just because I want him to win, and like I love him as like a driver, and like as much as I dislike Red Bull sometimes and things they do, like I respect what they've built with a team. Like the fact that a drink company is beating Mercedes is just, it's glorious every time it happens, honestly. And so I would love for like Max to win the championship, but like, you know, if it came down to a championship fight between like Max and Lando, like next year or the year after something, like I would probably root for Lando. So my lineup would probably go Ricciardo, Norris, and then Verstappen and Seb would like tie for third, and they're like, Verstappen's there because I want him to win, and then Seb's there because it's Vettel, and how can you not love Vettel? Let's be honest.
True. So a few girls are curious to know, what is your hair routine?
My hair routine? I wake up and I put a hat on. I have zero hair routine. I take a shower and I brush it out, and then that's literally it. This is just my hair. Yeah.
A lot of us girls are jealous of your curls.
I know. Trust me, as someone who has worked in a coffee shop for many years and had long hair that looked exactly like this, the amount of like 40-year-old women that would come and be like, do you understand how much money I would spend to have that hair? I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say to this. I feel like I offended you, but I'm not quite sure how.
Well, we have another one from Instagram. And it is, what would your ideal first impressions be with Daniel Ricciardo?
Ooh. Okay, this is tough because part of me, I mean, at a track would obviously be sick, like in the paddocks, but also I know that's like their, their busiest times. So it's like, and also when they see the most people. So personally, I think it'd be super fun to just like run into him at a coffee shop in LA. Like, I just like, if I like walked into oh God, I would die. If I walked into a coffee shop and Daniel Ricciardo was like, just like sitting there, like just drinking a flat white, I think, well, I would be very, calm, cool, and collected, obviously. But then the TikTok afterward would not be calm, cool, and collected. So I think that'd be cool because
he needs to come in to get coffee from you. Like he needs to come in and have a coffee from you.
Exactly. Dude, I got a whole coffee set up in my apartment. What does he want? Flat white latte? I got it. What does he want?
Oh, yeah.
So, what is your favorite or your dream road car?
Oh, that's so hard. Oh. If it came to like speed and being a supercar, I mean, there's a lot that I would not complain about being able to afford. But I would probably pick a McLaren, and I'm not super. I know, shocker. That's so annoying. I hate myself for saying it, but I really do, especially like Danny's McLaren. Like it's so nice. Like I just love the like look of the McLarens. Like they look very elegant without being like excessive, which I feel like Lambos can do sometimes. But also I love like old muscle cars. So like an old Shelby Cobra or something just like blacked out, like it would look so cool too. So I'm on different ends of the spectrum because there's so many different things I enjoy to drive that having to pick one someday would suck. So, hopefully I just become big on TikTok and then I can just buy all the cars.
That would be great. Just have
It'd be amazing.
as many cars as possible.
Exactly. I'll just have a giant garage. It'll be incredible.
Oh,
I don't think that'll
that's
happen anytime soon.
That's every fan's dream, just to have a big house and big garage and just, yeah.
Small house, big garage.
It sounds like a plan. Right. Okay. Who is your favorite past driver?
Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I've gotten this question before, and I've given it a lot of thought because I'm definitely newer to the sport than a lot of people. So everything I have with like past drivers is just from watching races and everything. So my first answer would be I wish that I could have seen Vettel in his prime during Red Bull racing, because I think that would have been so cool. I know he's still racing, it's like he's not a past driver, but like I think seeing him race during that time, it'd be like watching Schumacher with Ferrari, like it'd be so cool. If I were to pick like an overall, like from what I've seen, everything, I think if there's like one person I could like hang out with or something, like it'd probably be either Senna or Schumacher, honestly.
Yeah. What is your color toothbrush?
Where's my hair? It's like, wow, way to take the McLaren question to Danny. I see. Whoever did that, well done. It's like a dark blue, I think. Yeah, it's like a dark blue. It's like an electric dark blue toothbrush.
I think
Next question is, well, we all know that you stream F1 and things, but besides F1, what is your favorite like video game?
Ooh, that's hard. Okay, favorite one to do with friends, probably Call of Duty, because I have a lot of friends around the country, and so it's a really easy one to do with them. Favorite one to do by myself would be Wreckfest, because well, I've gotten yelled at multiple times by my chat for not to stop screaming into the microphone. So I may need to invest in a new microphone that will cut down on my audio levels, because they're like, it's 3 a.m. And I'm like, well, that's your fault for being awake. You can go to bed. Like, but yeah, that one's fun because F1's fun, but it like I feel so serious. Like I got absolutely slaughtered in a race last night, and I was like sad, and I was like, why am I sad? It's a video game.
So what is your favorite track on the current calendar?
You mean the current calendar that changes every other day? Good lord. The heck. Oh, that's so hard. Is this just like in general? Favorite one to go to? Favorite one to watch? Like, how are we interpreting?
I guess either.
Either? Okay.
Both.
Both? Okay, cool. I would say if I were to pick one to go to, it would either be Spa
Oh, good choice.
or yeah, it'd be Spa or either Austria or Melbourne, just because I love Australia and all the Danny Rick fans are there, so I think it'd be fun. I really enjoy watching, especially after this year, like, and watching some past years, like, I really enjoy Baku. It's like, cause I feel like it's just it's the thrill you get from Monaco with those tight courses, but also like you get really high speeds, which you just don't see a lot of in Monaco. And I think it'd be a fun one to go to, but I think, you'd miss a lot of the race, like sitting in the grandstands for that one. But like those 3 tracks are like some of my favorite tracks. Like I feel like they're always really interesting and very cool. Yeah.
Hey, how did you get into F1? Was it through Drive to Survive or what?
So, yeah, this is funny. So for like multiple times of answering TikTok questions about this, I always said TikTok, which I think is true to an extent. But then I realized I posted a TikTok yesterday after I found randomly a video of the marble racing that happened during quarantine that guy was doing, and he was commentating it like an F1 event, and like all of them were like F1 teams, each of the individual marbles. And I was like, was this what got me into F1? Was it marbles? Because I remember seeing that right at the beginning of quarantine and being like, this is such a genius idea. This is so fun. And then it would have been like right after that F1 started again, and I was seeing F1 TikToks, and it was probably about 3 or 4 races into the year, or maybe more than that, because it was probably like late summer. And I never was able to watch like full races because I'd work in the mornings on Sundays, but I would come back from work and just like watch the highlights on YouTube, and I loved it. And then I watched Drive to Survive over the like course of the winter, and then here we are. Very weird. But I love it.
Those marble races are quite
they're so fun, honestly. It shouldn't be that enjoyable to watch, but it's so entertaining.
All right. What made you start posting on TikTok, and what tips do you have for growing on TikTok for the young people who want to become like bigger on TikTok?
Yeah. Well, I started posting because I was going to do stuff. I was doing stuff around coffee, and my roommate is a genius on TikTok. He got on when like it was in its like early stages, like right after, probably like 6 months after it like changed from Musical.ly. And he was just very good at like taking trending things and like making them like unique. And he has like 6.5 million followers now. It's ridiculous. That he never posts to. So we joke that I have a more dedicated audience than him because he hasn't posted in 4 months, which is probably actually true. But yeah, he was like, you should just start doing it. I was like, whatever. And so I pretty consistently for a while before the F1 stuff took off was posting a lot of coffee content. I had a coffee business that I was running out of my apartment. I was like roasting my own coffee and like selling it to people, and it just never I never had a video hit. Like I was doing trends and everything, nothing ever worked. And then I posted a video. I had randomly, literally 4 days beforehand, I decided to like fly to another state to visit some friends. And on the way back, I was standing, and the guy in front of me waiting to get on the plane was like watching F1 on his phone. And I was like, this is hilarious. And I was like, I made this video of like two closeted F1 fans here, like waiting for their plane, secretly watching the race. And like it like took off and people loved it, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. And then I made one of myself shaking my butt for Danny, Rick, and other drivers, and people thought that was the greatest video I've ever made, apparently, which is great. I'm glad that's the one that did well. It's fine. And then after that, I was like, well, this is interesting. People seem to like these videos, and so I still was posting coffee content, but then I would post F1 content, and every single one was doing like 10 times better than my coffee content. And I was like, okay. And so I just started posting around it, and I think what worked out well for me, and this is a hard thing to recommend because I mean I love F1, but I think it's nice that I'm new to it because I was like, as I was posting, I was learning along with some people, and like I had some of my followers teaching me as well. And my problem with coffee was like I loved it and I love it as a hobby, but I was like I definitely didn't want it to be my full-time job for the rest of my life, especially if it was, especially if it was on TikTok. Whereas F1, I'm like, I like it enough and I really enjoy it, and being able to post like really easily, like just make a really funny video. Like it's so easy to like watch practice or have a Mercedes spin in the pits and make a really funny video. It's funny, all of my best videos have to do with something with Valtteri, which is very interesting. My highest viewed video is something with Valtteri, which is interesting. But I think it's like my tips would be like, make sure one, like above all else, make sure it's something that you enjoy, because if you don't enjoy posting about it, like you're just going to hate it at some point and then you're going to stop. And like there's been mornings where I've been like, oh man, I got to make another like 5 videos today for TikTok, and I'm like, oh, it's fine, like, and I'll just start scrolling through TikTok and I'll get a couple ideas and start filming them. But if I didn't enjoy it, then I wouldn't be able to do that. So yeah, honestly, obviously consistency is just one of the big keys, but also just standing out and being unique, but also just being yourself. I think what helped me also was that I got lucky and found all the female F1 fans first. There was obviously, as this is showing, but there was a solid point before up until I hit about 10,000 followers, my like male to female ratio was like 20% male and 80% female, and all of my content was F1. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense, because all the other content I was seeing being posted was all guys. So I was like, cool, I guess I just found this random all the girls, and I don't suck as a human being, so they're like, cool, we'll follow you. So I think to that extent I just got lucky, because I'm not a douche, I guess. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I think there's a lot of luck to it, but there's also just putting the time in and like being okay if it like doesn't work out, and like rolling with the punches.
I think this is my last question, but what is your favorite F1 livery?
Oh, are you kidding me? You kidding me? The McLaren monocle golf livery all day. I was wearing it on stream this morning, so it's all sitting next to me right now. I love it so much.
It is honestly one of the best liveries I've seen.
Yeah, I will fight people on that every day.
And they had nice merch to go with it. It wasn't just the car; they had the lot. It was all great.
They had a combo, and it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Whoopsies! I bought it all.
Make a great car and get loads of money to go with it, because everybody wants the merch. So.
Okay, so my last question. Do you think at some point there will be more female representation within Formula One?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think yes, if the W series and everything else is anything to show. I do think, I mean, kind of like any sport that's like a male dominated sport, like I think you could compare it to like American football. You didn't see like girls in American football, even like high school, until like heck, like I was out of high school before that doesn't say I'm old, whatever, like within like the last like 4 years, probably, I would say. So I think there's definitely a place for it, and it could definitely happen. I think it would be interesting to see like the fan takes on it, because there's definitely a group of men. I'm going to put this as nicely as I can, even even though they suck, who just apparently hate women in racing, and how I can, come in and have been following, F1 for a year and a half, and people are like, oh, I love your videos. And then you have, a female creator who's doing the exact same thing, been following for the exact same amount of time. And they're like, you just follow them for the dudes. And you're like, guess what? I do too some days. Like, have you seen them? They're ridiculous. But like, the thing is, they're not the majority, but they're loud enough that people think they're the majority of people. Like most of the time when you talk to an F1 fan, especially if it's a dude, like they're very open to that idea of females in racing, and like especially in F1. But the problem is that the other group is just so loud. I think people think there's just a lot of people that don't want it. So I definitely think it could happen. I think it'll take one team, taking that step to put someone in, in an F1 car.
Yeah.
And we'll see who does it first.
Some people
I
may
think-
not know it, but there are already there are 4 or 5, I don't know exactly, mechanics who are women in
Yeah.
Formula 1. And yeah, I think that's a good
Yep.
thing.
Which I think is a great start. It's you have to start somewhere, and I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah, and W Series, I think it's a great step forward, and it's definitely going to help out a lot.
Yeah.
It also is good that they have like younger girls going on it, and it's not just like people that are like been kind of into F1 and things for years and like motorsports, but like younger girls like in as like extra drivers and things like to have for the W Series, which is I find pretty cool. So
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having me. So fun.
Okay, so before we end, do you want to tell everybody where they can find you on your social medias?
Oh yes, guys, I've made it finally easy. I'm a Josh that has the same name across every platform. It only took 12 years of being on social media. Thank God. It's such pain. Every single platform, if I have an account, it's under BaristaJoshf1. So TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. It's all the same. So come hang out. I like seeing people, and I don't know. That's wow. My brain just failed me there for a second. Just come hang out. Just come say hi. I don't know. Say I don't know. We need like a word for them to say on like a TikTok so I know they came from here.
We'll all just spam it at the same time. It'll work. It would just be millions of just us.
Ah! Exactly.
Yeah, everybody just go comment. Just go comment BTPL. Just go comment our logo.
There it is.
Although I'm sure most of them already follow you, but
Yeah.